Time to flip a coin here at the Oman Cricket Academy. GCC Women's T20I Championship 2025. Game number 5. Oman taking on Saudi Arabia. Two sides that haven't got the best foot forward would want to change things today. On my right, the captain of Oman, Priyanka Mendonca. On her right, Michelle Wakas, the captain of Saudi Arabia. And on her right is Mr. Ram Mohan, looking as stunning as ever, just to make sure that the proceedings are right. Priyanka, flip the coin. Heads is the call. Tails. Priyanka, toss once again in your favor. What would you like to do and why?
Again, we would go for batting first, and yeah, we would like to put a good decent score on the board.
How do you define good, decent score?
I mean, we're looking at around 150, 180. So let's see if we reach that point.
You haven't had the kind of start that you would have wanted yesterday. How have you changed things in terms of combinations, players, and your mindset?
Yeah, we have one change in our team, so we are getting in a batter, and one of them is going to take a back foot. Yeah.
Good luck then.
Thank you so much.
Michelle, they're going to be batting first. Are you happy with that decision to start off with?
Well, we were mentally prepared. We wanted to bat as well, but it's cricket, unpredictable game. So we're mentally prepared. We've learned lots of things from the last game, so we'll do better.
Now, I had first visuals of Saudi Arabia in 2022. It wasn't on the best foot against Bahrain. Yesterday, you were an incredible side. Yes, results not in your favor. But how are you going to be changing from there today?
Well, we couldn't do better in the batting side. The bowling was very nice. The coaches were happy. We'll try to maintain a good partnership after the opening one. So, yeah.
150 is what she's looking at. What is the number in your mind?
Well, we'll try to restrict them up to 120, 130.
Good luck, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So the news from the centre is that the home side, Oman, have won the toss and they are going to be putting runs on board once again.
That's the news from the centre. Very, very good afternoon as we are on match number 5, and it's going to be the Sultanate of Oman versus the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is the GCC T20I Championship 2025. Winning the toss first, Captain Priyanka Mendonca, and immediately very, very happy to announce that they're going to have a bat first, probably gather all that confidence that they lost in that first game. The batting unit did not rise to the occasion, rise to the expectations. So they've got a chance now to play, mind you, a very, very resurgent Kingdom of Saudi Arabia women's team. Joining me in the comm box is a very, very experienced in cricketing affairs. It's going to be Freddie with us.
Thank you, Amin. Yeah, Oman have decided to bat, but I would like to mention here that they should be a little bit cautious because trying to set a big target can even lead to their downfall. Because after yesterday's defeat, probably they would like to set a big target and win this game with a huge margin. But they need to be careful in their approach. And first step to be taken by them is to ensure that they win this game.
Yes, of course. A win will certainly get their journey in this tournament started. At the moment, not in the most pleasant of situations as far as the points table is concerned, but these are still early days in the contest. We see a very familiar sight of Jayadhanya Gunasekar, and she'll be keeping strike first up, and on the other end it's going to be a very flamboyant Nitya Joshi, who even against UAE was looking rock solid. However, just the class of UAE and the way they go about their things in a very professional and clinical manner couldn't last too long out there in the middle. With the ball in hand, of course, Saudi made some good noise last evening.
Today, again, it's a different day, and I'm sure the girls will approach it with a different style. And let's see how the game pans out.
Similar approach. We did see Laiba Nasrullah yesterday from Saudi Arabia, and she performed really well with the ball in hand, but she'll feature much later into the innings. A slower bowler. The opening pace bowlers loved to keep it wicket to wicket. They were bowling full deliveries. They were bowling accurately in the right spots, enough to keep the batters tied down for a fair bit amount of time. Of course, it was a different story later on in the innings where Rasangika Herat, she just went bonkers and scored that awesome century. First ball coming up, and straight away there is some interest going to be turned down. It's Mahnur Amir who's with the ball in hand. Pretty much similar sort of bowling setup with the new ball partnership. Mahnur started last afternoon as well. Keeps it really wide outside off stump. It's going to be adjudged a wide by the umpire.
So first runs for Oman in the form of a wide.
Coming up once again, and she'll have to bowl that one again. This time much better, keeping in the line of stumps, coming into the right-handed batter. This one was negotiated well towards the offside by Jayadanya Gunasekar. So first runs off the bat on board for Jayadanya Gunasekar as well as Oman.
So we have Nitya on strike now. Let's see what these two batters have in their minds and how they approach this first power play.
You've seen this Oman side quite closely, haven't you, Freddie Saab, especially because you've been officiating all those matches. You've been standing, you had the best seat in the house, if I would like to put it in that way. What do you make of Oman's preparations, and what do you think about the talent that the Omani team has?
No doubt there is a lot of talent, and these girls in the last couple of months have put in a lot of effort and practice and sweat, and I'm sure they will give a good performance.
Tries to take a quick single, just open the face of the bat at the last moment, a soft handed approach, and manages to get off strike.
The Omani girls have been putting in a lot of practice under Desmond.
This one a dot to start with. Not a flying start for Oman so far in this over. They are looking to get their eye in, I believe.
Yeah, certainly they will probably try to gauge how the pitch is doing and then maybe go for their runs.
Soft appeal. All eyes on the umpire who's going to be signalling a leg bye.
So, been a very quiet start for Oman. They have got 2 runs in the form of a wide and a leg bye and 2 singles. But I'm sure as the game progresses, they will open up and go for their shots. They still have some hitters to come, like Tripti Tavde.
Excellent ball, and this is why Mahnur Amir had impressed one and all last evening. It's a great over for KSA by the standards with which they are looking to compete in this GCC T20I Championship. 4 for no loss, Oman after 1. Ashmal Hashmi will be the new ball partner slingy sort of an action, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. It was a very slingy sort of action, and the girls run through for a quick single. I'm not sure if they were able to read her action.
Not only that, it's also due to that jump that she generates towards the delivery stride, and then that ball coming from really far behind her back gets that little bit of extra pace as well. But where this goes against her is that most of the deliveries that she bowls will be sort of full deliveries, and that could also have run the risk of being a full toss. If you don't manage to keep your line just like that, you can be punished. Nitya Joshi doesn't miss too many of those. This one's racing towards that fence. It'll be a little bit of a hard work for that fielder. They'll have to want to check on that foot of hers. Could be disturbing the boundary line.
I'm sure the umpires would like to take a look at it because it was quite close to the boundary ropes. But the umpire seems satisfied. And the girls run through for 3 runs.
Bringing out the umpire and Freddie Saab. Always cautious, always cautious. Hashmi once again erring in length. Another full toss. Again, all eyes on the umpire. They'll be looking keenly whether he says something about a no ball. No, he does not.
Again, an opportunity missed, I would say. That was a full toss. She could have put it away easily for a boundary. But unfortunately, she couldn't get a hold of it.
It's just that action that's actually the problem. But then when you get it right, you also have a very high percentage of hitting the balls in the block hole. Wayward, a wide. She'll have to bowl that one again. And you might be wondering why I'm so sure that most of the deliveries are going to be full. Sometimes I too indulge in looking to bowl in that sort of a way. And I know the problems that come with it. Another wide. It's very difficult to control because, back in the day when you're young and you're looking at a young Shoaib Akhtar, tearing through batting attacks.
Yeah, right now I think Hashmi is trying to do a little bit extra, and that's where she's going wrong. She has to just try to bowl wicket to wicket.
Oh, she gets a little bit of bat onto this one. And we did see last evening Rasangika Herat, more often than not, even though the ball was going towards the wide lines, she would probably convert that into a boundary by covering that much area, covering that much space and getting bat onto it, powering it through that fine leg and the square leg region.
This was good running by the batters. They ran 2 for it.
Just a polite request from Hashmi asking JD to come to the other side of the wicket, because now Hashmi is probably going to be adopting a different approach. Much better. This is a good shout. It was full and up goes the finger. Nitya Joshi has managed to miss this. All ends up. It's going to be a very, very close call if they manage to go for the DRS. And the impact will be the question for me.
To me, it appeared to be out. Let's see what the DRS comes up with. There was an opportunity for...
Freddie Saab, you have to be where you need to create suspense. Come on. You can't just bring out your umpire's hat over here.
I would say this was a missed opportunity for Nitya. The ball was meant to be hit, but she completely misled that ball. And to me, it looked out from here. But you never know. Let's wait for the DRS.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And she'll be gutted, to be honest. It was a full toss and she could have managed that in any other manner than the one she actually ended up trying. Looking for that cross-batted shot, that big shot. The DRS has been called. The Saudi contingent certainly seems to be very confident that they've got their wicket, they've got a result in their favour. And if this is true, I think it's 1 point for Saudi in the whole context of the game.
Look at the score. It's 13. Unlucky for many. Probably.
Yeah, you must be playing a lot of bingo or lotto, isn't it? Housey, is that what we call it?
Housey or bingo, whatever you call it. But most cricketers are superstitious, and 13 definitely is an unlucky number for many.
Yeah, and Nitya Joshi is a very prolific striker of the ball. It'll be a big, big breakthrough for Saudi if they've managed to get this one going their way. Have a look at that. No problem with the delivery. It's a fair, legal delivery. A full toss, as was expected from Hashmi all this while. That impact. Has the ball pitched? No, it's hit her right flush on her toe. I'll let you pronounce the rest of the verdict.
Only thing which could probably save her, maybe pitching outside line, I'm not sure. But it looks plumb. From here it looks very much plumb, and I don't think there's any bat involved in this occasion.
Yeah, certainly daylight between bat and ball.
So Nixon says there is no snick.
And it's hit her flush on the shoes.
So let's wait and watch what ball tracking comes up with.
For me, it's the point of impact. I think Nitya Joshi might have just gotten away with it. Do you think this will go the umpire's call way?
It probably could. It probably could. So Nitya will be just hoping that it is pitched out. TV umpire is taking his own time. He wants to be sure and certain with his decision.
Yes, and it's a good point of contest here, because if the ball is going to be judged as pitching on the ground, then the whole aspect of the bowler coming around, or let's say over the wicket to the left-hander comes into play. If the ball is found to be flush on the toe, it's a different story altogether.
It could probably end up on umpire's call. This decision could probably end up on umpire's call.
That's the advantage of having a proper match official sitting right next to us in the comm box. We can never go wrong with the calls. We can never go wrong with the rules. That's a cheat code here in the comm box. But waiting in anticipation is that Saudi contingent, the girls in green.
Also, Nitya will be waiting for the decision with her heart in her mouth.
Oh, she's a great striker of the ball. I completely enjoyed that small but effective innings that she played against UAE. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Impact outside, and boy, she's just managed to wiggle out of this one.
I would say Nitya is lucky, extremely lucky to get away with it, but a good call from her to take the DRS.
Yeah, and completely appreciate all that keen judgment and the short span of time an umpire takes to make that sort of a judgment. Having said that, I think I've got 1 point more than you because I literally called it right, that it's probably going to be an impact outside.
Yes, I did mention too that probably it's impact outside and we need to check that our umpire's call. Anyhow, all's well that ends well.
Yes, this is a good decision in favor of Oman. Now, the reason being that Nitya Joshi is a great striker of the ball. In case they want to be playing aggressively, things should be looking in favor of Nitya Joshi. She is going to be the main aggressor of runs from here onwards. 2 overs gone, 13 for no loss. Jayadanya Gunasekar, she's had a great run up to this tournament, scoring 50s, scoring in the high 40s, getting the player of the match awards. So a lot of expectations from JD. Manu Ramir continues. This one is struck well and the fielders are going to have a good chase onto it, but to no avail. Oh no, I think the ball's just stopped right before the boundary. Is it? No, it's been given a boundary. Just losing the ball against the shadow of the side screen. But what a great boundary to have for JD.
So this is the first boundary for JD. And probably this is where they will kick off from and build up the momentum.
Now unlocking that offside, getting the ball nice and high right in the middle of the bat. She'll feel so much better now. It's going to be 9 for Jayadanya Gunasekar in 8 deliveries. Manu Ramir, normally very accurate and doesn't give too many looseness from the limited match time that I've seen from her side. And she's mixing it up well. At the moment, just trying very, very hard to strike the ball in an aggressive manner. This won't stop JD from accumulating a couple of runs, but they're looking to get a big score from here onwards in order to enforce themselves on the game.
Yeah, that misfield enables them to go through for the second run. And yeah, the way they're playing now looks like they're going to open up and build up on their score.
Nearly played it on back to her stumps, and that's the repercussions of going through the ball really hard. You might want to just get your eye in, play some good cricketing shots, and then once you get your eye in, go for the big shots.
Yeah, at the moment, I think both these batters, they are trying to hit the ball hard rather than trying to time the ball.
Yes, much better from Jayadanya Gunasekar. Opens the face of the bat at the last moment. Once again, a couple of runs on offer. The ground fielding for Saudi has not been up to the mark, and that's been one of their concerns. The time taken for the players to retrieve the ball from the outfield, the couple or 3 bounces, sometimes even 4 bounces all the way till the keeper. That's where they will feel they need to be improving things.
Definitely, once they have reached this level, they need to put in a much better fielding performance. They need to work on it. Their coaches need to make the players sweat it out to reach that level.
Oh, plays it towards the offside once again. That fielder has been tested time and again. Rumeza is that fielder. At cover boundaries. With that, we'll come to the end of the over. as she leaks another couple of runs. This has been an expensive one by Mahnur Amir, and 3 overs gone. Oman are 25 for no loss. Ashmal Hashmi will continue. She created a bit of trouble for Nitya Joshi, the left-hander, the last time they went up against each other. Now Nitya Joshi, can she provide that counter punch? Ashmal continuing. Full delivery once again on the mark.
That was a quick single, hit and run.
But it's a very tricky sort of a delivery to deal with, isn't it? Now it's that slow, in-dipping, block hole sort of a delivery. Wonder what would be the way Nitya Joshi and Jayadanya Gunasekar can do to negotiate such sort of very weirdish deliveries that come from Ashmal. Full toss. Oh, this is big. And the fielders have got nothing to do apart from fetch it outside the ropes. It's just going to be delivery service from the boundary riders. Jayadanya Gunasekar dealing in boundaries now.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Very well played. Close to being a 6. 4 runs declared by the umpire. Both these batters, they need to watch out. They need to try and see the ball out of the hand of the bowler. This will probably help them.
Oh, wayward delivery. It's going to be called a no ball, and I believe that's due to the fact that it pitches outside the edge, outside that playing strip. You'll have to bowl that one again. Every now and then you can expect Ashmal to deliver such wayward deliveries. Oh, brilliant. This one has been creamed towards the covers. There is a fielder. Football skills. Football is popular in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And anything will do to keep it going from a boundary. Gunasekar will come back on strike. This time, shot of good length. Good news here is that Jayadanya Gunasekar is striking the ball well. She's seeing the ball come onto the middle of the bat far too often. However, just a few more runs from the other end, some little bit of contribution from Nitya Joshi on the other end will probably help them accelerate in a much more consolidated manner. It's going to be called a wide.
Wide, Hashmi is being a little bit wavered in this over. She's considered a no ball and a wide. And JD has taken good toll of her.
Once again, a foolish delivery. This time, it's been caressed towards the cover region. It's going to be some sort of a chase for the fielder. Rumeza, has she done well? Because the ball stopped. But no, the umpire signals a boundary. So now Nitya Joshi getting into the act.
Oh, that was very well placed. Crossed between the two fielders and all the way to the boundary.
Yeah, let's have a look at that again. It was an attractive looking shot from Nitya Joshi. Watched it till the very end, and then that high back lift allowing her to get enough power behind that shot. Good boundary to have plenty of runs in this over. And you can already see that Hashmi is a little demotivated. Getting her kinetics really good. Oh, good delivery once again. It's just that she's maintaining that line on the stumps, which is considered, or which can be considered as a very handy delivery to have. Erratic on most occasions. Hashmi ends the over. Plenty of runs in this. 4 overs gone, 40 for no loss. New bowler introduced into the attack. And I guess she'll have to bowl that one again. Her name's Mahnur, and certainly looking to bowl a right arm fast at the moment, struggling to keep a little bit of control.
That was a big mountain. The ball went very, very high.
Yeah, teething troubles for Mahnur. Yeah, struggling to find her line and length at the moment.
All these are adding up to Oman's total. She's struggling to find her line and length and rhythm.
Runs just keep adding on and on. Wide and extras yet to bowl a legal delivery, Mahnur, at this stage. Probably has some complaints. She's struggling out there with her wrist. What do you do when you have a situation like this? Normally I would call a mini over if this was gully cricket.
Unfortunately, this isn't gully cricket. This is international cricket, where you need to be up to the mark and standards. It's unfortunate to see that this is happening here.
Oh, big shot. This one's cleared the infield. Played this lofty sort of a shot over the cover region. The infield was not well adept to stop that. So runs continue to come.
The ball was there to beat, and she gives it a good tonk. And there it goes all the way to the boundary. 4 runs.
So Oman will be happy as far as the runs keep coming in, and more so through the bat of Jayadanya Gunasekar, because her form and her presence out there in the middle means a lot, provides that much needed solidity. This time towards that mid-off fielder who's managed to fumble it. They're looking to go for that second run in a hurry. Will manage to get it as well. This was a risky turnaround by Nitya Joshi and Jayadanya Gunasekar.
I think right now the runs are flowing, so there's no need for these batters to take unwanted risks. And there Oman reaches their 50 in 4.2 overs. So the first 50 runs on the board.
Yeah, in quick time as well. They'll be happy with the way they've performed so far, because Jayadanya Gunasekar has scored 28 of those Another confident looking shot towards the covers. This time the fielder has been stationed at the boundary ropes, taking on that weak arm of the fielder of the boundary rider. That's always a second run to be taken.
Good running also by these two batters. They are watching the ball very well.
Just 3 deliveries into the over. You've got 3 more. It's turning out to be a long over. Looks to cut. These are some confident shots from Jayadanya Gunasekar. So that just means that she's getting into the mix of things. She's not under pressure of any kind. Earlier on in the innings, you did see her that she was mistiming the ball and throwing the bat too hard at it.
Yeah, she seems to be getting into a rhythm now, and this will augur well for Oman.
What can Manur do here? She needs to pull one back for her team. Nitya Joshi, the left-hander on strike, asking that fine leg fielder to come up inside the circle. You've got a deep mid-wicket and a long off, and all Nitya Joshi manages is to give the strike back to Jayadanya Gunasekar, which I believe should be the right approach.
Yes, definitely, but this ball was there to be hit. Unfortunately, she couldn't capitalize on it. Anyhow, they're coming to the end of the 5th over. One more delivery to be bowled.
And see a pretty relaxed dugout out there, and it's a good sight to have as far as Oman is concerned. They had a very tough outing, a tough day in the park yesterday. On drive, and once again taking on that close-in fielder, ends the over with a single. Manur has gone for as many as 15 in her first over. Oman end over number 5, 55 for no loss, with a change in voices in the comm box as well.
"55 without losing a wicket. Oman at the moment. Won't be wrong in saying that they're cruising. For the next 5, it's going to be me, Pranav Mehta, and alongside me, a very senior statesman, Jamil Zaidi. Jamil bhai, you've been around this game for a very long time. Oman have a very different approach this afternoon.
Well, definitely the team which is against them, definitely they are all similar, what you call equivalent balance between the two. But of course, Oman has got an edge being the home team, and that's what they are showing now between Nitya Joshi and Jayadanya. Very good start. 55 in a wicket, maybe the first possible best start they have in the opening partnership.
How much do you think they'll be looking for? Yes, Priyanka gave a big range of 150 to 180 at the toss.
Well, I think 150 looks to be quite easy for them to get, and 180 will be definitely a bonus one.
Gets beaten on this occasion. We do know that Laiba Nasrullah has been the pick of the bowlers yesterday as well, and today she's doing splendid against Jayadanya Gunasekar at the moment.
They are all the learning curve of Saudi Arabia. I had a lot of word with today with the umpire, and was the manager Rahat about the progress of the Saudi lady. This time cut nicely between the two fielders, and it crossed over the fence. Beautifully placed.
This certainly works for Jayadanya Gunasekar. 36 of 24. big believer that she's one of the better players in the Oman ranks. Very talented, huge potential, and she certainly needs to do justice to her talent. Cuts just well behind point. And once the ball crosses the circle here at the Oman Cricket Academy, it does travel very quickly towards the boundary. Laiba. Driven well. Once again finds the gap. This ball is going towards the boundary once again. So back-to-back boundaries for Jayadanya Gunasekar.
Jayadanya Gunasekar also among the ranks in the last couple of matches for Oman. And I think today is the time for her to come and try to get maximum she can collect from the Saudi bowlers. They don't have that venom in the bowling. And of course some slight fielding issues also.
You have to give it to the Saudi women. Probably have to be tired from that outing against Bahrain yesterday.
Yes, could have been, but definitely, you know, when they are going to get the training seasons, definitely they have to be ready for all the happenings, like matches. Each match, maybe in one day they could have 2 matches, 1 match. So obviously it will come when you're going to play the big cricket.
41 of 26, Jayadanya Gunasekar. 13 of 11 deliveries for Nitya Joshi. Very talented, both these young sensations for Oman, but still have to do justice to their potential and talent. Sliding down the leg on this occasion. They will scamper for a quick single. Running between the wickets have been very good between these two.
So he was telling me that this team which has come here from Saudi Arabia, from last couple of months, 4-5 months, they were getting training, indoor training. And that's the reason why he said they're not that much, you know, aware of the ground conditions. And it will be good for them to acclimatize themselves with the conditions they have now, playing on a big, beautiful international ground. Definitely it will give them experience, what we're talking about.
So it's the end of the power play. 67 on the board without losing a wicket. Oman. I think it has been domination from Oman here against Saudi Arabia. And this is how it all panned out. It all started with Jayadanya Gunasekar starting well with a boundary straight down the ground. Ever since that, it has been Jayadanya Gunasekar who's been happy to take advantage of anything that is missed its line or length. She's a talented player, we do know that. And talking about talent, you can't leave Nitya Joshi out of the equation. One of the prolific left-handers. But then when you're talking about Jayadanya Gunasekar, she does like to go aerial on a few occasions. Whenever there was width on offer, she was happy to cut it as well. And that's where it has been a case of pure domination from Jayadanya Gunasekar, who's quickly moved to 40 plus. Both together ran well between the wickets. A lot of couples, which would not be a part of the highlights, but that has to be mentioned. They've ran really well.
Time for the Omani batters to get maximum out of this match, because the bowling is not that much difficult for them to play on.
They have to get to 200.
I agree with you, yes. They should.
Because if Oman does not get to 200, they cannot capitalize on the net run rate loss which they have had against UAE. It has been a distraught.
Yes, that's what I think most of the teams are doing. The weak teams have been asked to onto the back foot this time. Cuts once again, cuts through to the sweeper. And they go for 2 quick singles. That is the issue with the Saudi fielders. I mean, the throws are not perfect. And the approach to recover the ball is also very slow. That gives ample time for the batters to cross over for 2 runs.
If you have a look at the points table, Oman minus 8.32. right at the bottom of the table. Saudi is minus 5.35. That's how much damage that loss has done to Oman against UAE. Qatar at the 4th position. They've played 2 games, lost both, and they're at minus 5.10. Any guesses on who is standing at number 1?
Well, I think it might be UAE right on top.
You cannot use the word might and UAE in this format, in this competition for UAE. They've been dominating the center.
Why I say might? Because Kuwait also has to play a match to go today. That's why I said, because Kuwait also won convincingly the last match against Bahrain.
UAE,
Rather, Qatar.
2 matches, 2 wins, 4 points, and a net run rate of 6.91. And Kuwait, with 1 win, is at a net run rate of 3.40.
Almost half to the UAE. And they do have a match against Bahrain today. Kuwait.
That's going to be one interesting match, Kuwait versus Bahrain. Bahrain obviously has got a big win against Saudi Arabia. They're sitting handy at 2nd position with a net run rate of 5.35. These are obviously early days, and the teams will do their catch-up job. Oman, who is placed at number 6, would want to win this one handsomely, and then probably get to at least the 4th position. Cut well, and it's going to be a couple of runs once again, because the throw isn't been one of the strengths of Saudi Arabia.
I think they should go for the runs as much as they can, both Nitya Joshi and Jaidhania. They know their bowling is not that much of, which can be difficult, make them difficult to play their shots. This time played it out towards wider mid-on.
This is a very interesting field from the coach of Saudi Arabia and the captain of Saudi Arabia. They've given huge gaps square of the wicket. Almost nobody catering the boundary from backward point to deep square leg. Oring in line. Manur, she's been expensive.
That's the issue for Saudi Arabia. Lot of extra runs, especially in the term of wides, had been given by their bowlers. And this is an area where they can improve a lot with sheer hard practice, trying to bowl in the stumps and the practice sessions.
In the air, through the covers, has to be a couple of runs. Fielding hasn't been the best for Saudi Arabia in this particular match. Everything that has gone to the boundary has been a couple of runs. 7 overs done, 79 without losing a wicket, Oman. Laibar Nasrullah one of the pick of the bowlers for Saudi Arabia, the leg spinner. You've been impressed with her, haven't you?
Yeah, yesterday she bowled well, and now see how she's going to do today. First one, played it out nicely to the fielder at long on. She has a lot of loop in her deliveries, and that, of course, makes, I think, batters difficult. They should come down the wicket using their feet to play those sort of loopy deliveries. Otherwise, if they go back and try to play, that will be lethal for them.
Stumping opportunity gone down. What Nitya Joshi needs to work on is her game down the ground. She needs to hit it straight through the line. That is something that she needs to excel on. Not just her, but even Jayadanya Gunasekar. Slog sweep. Fielder in the deep. Doesn't really matter. Oh, this is brilliant fielding. Just when I was about to say that the fielder is not going to be making much of a difference, some good foot movement, and it's just a couple of runs.
Well, efforts are there, but again, only thing is that now their first priority now is to get a wicket, because this partnership is really endangering. Look at that one. Football work has been done a bit, but finally, couple of runs been saved.
It can be very risky. Very lucky there, Mahanur, not twisting her leg. Flighted once again, driven to covers for a single.
This is the area where the bowlers should bowl within the stumps, and it is always difficult for the batters when the ball is coming within the stumps to play some orthodox shot.
It's been a brilliant outing for Jayadanya Gunasekar, who is batting on 49 of 33 deliveries. A strike rate just around 150. And she will drive it straight to mid-off and get that all-important single that will allow her to get to the landmark. And in the process, there's also going to be an overthrow. Great presence of mind by these two young Omani women's cricketer. Jayadanya Gunasekar, take a bow. What a fantastic innings, especially after what happened yesterday against UAE. They needed a batter to stand up, and that's where Jayadanya Gunasekar has taken the responsibility on her shoulders, coming with big performances in the Tri-Series. JD gets a 50 against Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely. She is among the runs from Oman from the last couple of Tri-Series, and from then on kept coming, getting scores. That is the one coming down the wicket, picks the gap beautifully. Lovely shot. One of the best shots we have seen.
This is more like it. More like the Jayadanya that we know in the domestic circuit. Very attacking, very aggressive, very positive, very calculative. Gets to the pitch of the ball, hits it through the line. And once it is coming from the bat of Jayadanya, it is always going to stay hit. Oman are in cruise control mode, especially under the guidance of Jayadanya Gunasekar and support of Nitya Joshi. 8 overs done, 89 without losing a wicket, Oman. Mahanur, 27 in her 2 overs, very expensive, but still she's looking to continue from the Oman LNG end. I believe it's going to be a very difficult outing for Saudi Arabia if it continues in the fashion that it is continuing. Oh, my goodness gracious me, Mahanur straight over the head of Nitya Joshi, no chance whatsoever.
We were talking about the practice. Obviously, they need much batting practice, from bowling practice. all the time keep 3 stumps and start bowling within the stump. That's the right way to do. Coaches must be telling them to do so, but unfortunately nothing has come up. Then played it out. Once again, we'll have to see. Yes, it's a...
This is a testament of the tired bodies of these Saudi cricketers. They've had a long match yesterday and they've just not got into the game because they were spot on yesterday against Bahrain. But today they haven't turned up against Oman. It can happen so often. Don't you think so, Jamil Zaidi?
Yeah, sure about it. Yes, and then trying to play it out to the mid-wicket, or rather square leg, and sort of mistimed it. We have seen a century and a hat-trick by the captain of Bahrain. What a knock she played yesterday, and above all that hat-trick that really makes yesterday's match memorable.
Mahanur looking to pick up the first wicket of the Omani ranks. They need this wicket of Jayadanya Gunasekar. That's the wicket that they're looking for. 55 of 35. She's going strong. Looking for a big heave. Misses it. And it's going to be a dot ball.
That was a dot ball. Hats off to the bowler. First dot ball of the innings so far, rather, I believe, from her.
Yeah, it's a rare one. Rare dot ball. That's the best way we can put it. Hit it through the line. This again. Oh, it's travelling. It's gone through. It could very well be a boundary. It will be a boundary. Never looked like being a boundary, but the power of Jayadanya Gunasekar forces the ball to go over the ropes.
The fielders are stationed at the circles on mid-off and mid-on region, rather than it should be on the top of the boundary line. I think, captain must look at it. Now they have brought mid-on, right on the fence.
Much better. There is protection in the deep. They will push for the second. Nitya Joshi, the kind of athlete she is, she's playing a good supportive role for Jayadanya Gunasekar at the moment.
So runs are flowing now. And I think Oman also tried to reach around 180, 190 mark. Currently 98 for no wicket. One of the best opening partnership Oman has got. This time pulled away to the fielder at mid-wicket. Moves on to 99.
Nitya Joshi, 19 of 17, needs to get going. She wouldn't believe that she would be hearing this when she's striking over 100. Big heave on the leg side. It's found the gap. Fielder trying to restrict it. Won't be happening on this occasion though. Nitya Joshi has got the meat of the bat and the ball's travelled well towards the boundary.
Right time for Nitya Joshi also to come down, this time onto the onside. Smashed it over to the square leg boundary for 4 runs. Both the batters, I'm sure, will try to get. And that with that boundary, Oman crosses over the 100 mark. 103 now, with over number 9 is completed.
Simra Mirza, known for her Left arm orthodox. Looks more like a leg spinner. Left arm leg spinner. Starts off with the wide. It's been one of those performances from Saudi Arabia where they need to get their act right. Otherwise it can be very expensive.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This time onto the back foot. We might see a century from the bat of Jai Dajania, and of course on the other end it is Nitya Joshi who is batting on 23. She is giving more time for Jai Dajania to play on.
What she's doing right is by rotating strike and keeping Jayadhania Gunasekar on strike for majority of the deliveries. A selfless cricketer, Nitya Joshi, young talent, huge potential, dancing down the track and caressed through the offside for a single. She needs to keep going, Jayadhania Gunasekar. She has an opportunity to get a big score.
All these Saudi players which are in the circle, if they charged from the moment the bowler's trying to throw the ball, they can save those singles. This time, try to smash it toward the mid-wicket. And so once again, there's no throw. 2 runs came off.
Runs continuing to flow for Oman. 2 always on offer. Six runs from this over. Oh, let's this one go. It was the googly.
Finally, good delivery. Those teams definitely requires match practices, play more matches with different teams, bilateral series, so that they can and try to come up to the level of other big teams in the Gulf. So over number 10 has gone, 110 for no wickets and time for a refreshment.
Romeza will get the ball in hand, and now it's probably Nitya Joshi's turn to score a few runs so that she can up the ante on her side as well. Just after the halfway mark, Oman were 110 for no loss, but then Nitya Joshi decides that enough is enough. I should be getting a few more runs. Joining me in the comm box, alongside me, Amin Wagle, it's going to be Freddie.
Yeah, so back after the drinks break, and Nitya Joshi puts that ball away for a boundary. Good way to start the 11th over.
A very difficult time to be bowling and fielding, especially under that afternoon sun. It's a very difficult time to sight the ball with the sun in front of you. Not putting in the dive, so that would only mean that Nitya Joshi comes back for the second run. She's looking to score in multiples, and that's a good sign for Oman.
It definitely is, with some more good hitters sitting in the dugout and to come ahead. It's a good move from Nitya, and I'm sure during the break they have had a chat about it, and there she goes. She's out, given out.
Once again, I think the nemesis for Nitya Joshi are those full deliveries, those full tosses, which she is unable to convert into big runs. This time around, she does not, linger too long. Oh yes, just as I said it, she has decided to take a chance and go for the DRS. Why not? When you have the technology available, you should be utilizing it to some avail at least.
I think actually she was walking away. It was JD who had prompted her to go for the DRS.
Yeah, you never know. It's a funny thing, especially when you have the technology, you can find out those small nuances that can help you save your wicket in some manner or the other. Have a look at this, that ball once again hitting flush on her toe. Just that sort of a day when the easy balls are not being able to be converted and the difficult balls go for boundaries.
Yeah, I think this time she's gone. It looks straightforward to me. Unless, of course, the bat is involved.
You said that the last time as well.
Every time is a different thing.
They'll just have a quick look if there is any evidence of the bat being involved. According to me, to the untrained eye, of course, there is daylight between bat and ball. In fact, the bat had not even come down at that point, at the time when the ball impacted that toe. We'll confirm that only with Nick Sense. Yes, it was toe first, the bat much behind. In all your experience, do you think this one could be sliding down leg?
It probably could, but yeah, in the next few seconds we'll get to know. Pitching impact in line. Hitting wickets. He's gone. Review lost.
Yes, of course. So that's a wicket. First taste of success for Saudi Arabia as Rumesa Nasir continues that good work she has managed to do last night against a very formidable side such as Bahrain, where most of the bowlers went for plenty of runs, and it was Rumesa Nasir who proved to be miserly and picks up a wicket last night, and to follow it up, she's picked up a key wicket of another left-hander tonight, this morning. As a matter of fact, Nitya Joshi departs for 33. Oman are on 116 for 1.
So that brings in the skipper of the Oman team.
Beg your pardon, it's going to be Fiza Javed out there, and she's been short on runs even in the preparatory tournament, that triangular series where they locked horns with Qatar and Bahrain. This is a golden opportunity for her to make it count. Punches it towards the offside. The ball's travelling. Fielder located, but not before Fiza Javed comes back for the second run.
So from here on, I think Oman needs to look at scoring big. They need to get at least a couple of boundaries in the coming overs, in each over, to put up this big score and up their overall run rate.
Currently on 11 runs and over, and in order to keep up with that momentum that they have generated so far, they need to be striking a minimum of a boundary, whether it be a 6 or a 4 in any form or manner. After that, decent running between the wickets and rotation of strike should suffice. And it's easier said than done, to be honest. 119 for 1, with one more delivery to go in this over. Jayadanya Gunasekar crashes this one towards the offside. It's going to take some effort by that fielder at the boundary ropes, not before she completes at least 2 runs. Jayadanya Gunasekar is on cruise control mode. 11 gone, Oman are on 121 for 1. Eleven overs gone, 121 for 1 Oman at the moment, as Mirza continues her performance. At the moment, Fiza Javed has helped herself to her first boundary.
Yeah, lovely shot there, through to the cover boundary for 4 runs. Fiza's come in and means business straight away. Yeah, on the front, and then crashes it to the boundary.
Simra Mirza had a very decent first over, went for only 7 runs. Has a very nice trajectory in her deliveries, not finding the mark in this over. And that first ball going for 4. The second ball, the strike's been rotated, so she'll have to adjust, and adjust very quickly in order to make a difference, because Oman are looking to score quickly here. Flighted. Oh, this is absolute trouble for Jayadanya Gunasekar. The finger would probably go up, but no, better sense prevails as the umpire decides that it's time for the TV umpire to be involved.
From here, it looks like she's out, but let's wait for the replay and then the decision. A very good action, stepping forward, completely misses the ball. Keeper has collected it well, and there it goes, out stumped. The batter is way outside.
They'll still want to have a look at the place where the keeper has collected the ball, but I think all checks have been done and the umpires are convinced that this will be indeed the second wicket to fall for Oman. Jayadanya Gunasekar losing her wicket in the process of accelerating things further. 126 for the loss of 2 wickets now, Oman. So 2 quick wickets in the last couple of overs.
But Oman still ahead, 126 for 2 at the end of 11.3 overs. This brings in their new batter, Tripti Pavde, who's a good hitter of the ball.
Yeah, certainly packs a punch, Tripti Pavde. Very, very used to opening the innings. At the moment, she has been gifted with a wayward gift of a delivery.
Unfortunately, she didn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, sometimes the gifts are not straightforward. It was a high loop sort of a delivery, kept it really wide outside the off stump. And Tripti Pavde, who's right fresh out there in the middle, playing her first game in the tournament. Oh, beautifully bowled. This was in line with the stumps and a wrist spinner. However, Tripti Pavde is in the mood of accepting gifts from Saudi Arabia, and that's going to be her first boundary, courtesy some misfields through the gate. Simra Mirza will not be happy with the effort the fielders have put out.
That was some very poor fielding by Laiba Nasrullah. Leaves the ball to go through to the boundary.
Oh, this one's crunched downtown. There is a fielder. On this occasion, the fielder makes sure that she doesn't end up on the wrong side of things. Only a single. Tripti Pavde will retain strike in the next over. 12 overs gone. Oman are 131 for 2. Romesa Nasir has been the most impressive operator for Saudi in the last game as well as this game. She's gone for runs, but she's managed to make those important breakthroughs. She got the wicket of Nitya Joshi earlier on. And now, with 3 more overs to go in her bank, she'll be looking and hunting to break or nip those partnerships in the bud.
The batters in this occasion scamper through for a quick single. If you look at Nasir's action, she's got a very, I would say an awkward action. Sometimes it can be confusing for the batters.
It certainly seems like somebody is hurling a stone towards you, but then, it's a time when you can't judge a bowler by how orthodox or unorthodox the action is, because what she's doing is she's bowling it well. She's hitting the key areas, and Romesa Nasir achieved some good success with a side as competent as Bahrain. She was the only bowler yesterday who didn't go for a lot of runs, and the batters were finding it difficult to deal with her. On this occasion as well, don't go by the figures, but the areas where she's attacking is absolutely key. Puts in the dive. And not before Tripti Pavde comes back for the second.
Yeah, so far this over she's bowled reasonably well. She's conceded just 4 runs of the 5 balls which she has delivered.
Full toss, and it is going towards that boundary ropes. There is a fielder located there. Another couple of runs added to the total. These overs are going by fast and Oman are looking to score quickly. 137 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 13 overs. Simran Mirza will continue. She's been impressive, hunting for wickets on most occasions, and especially that form that she brings, the form factor while delivering the ball, that posture, that's something straight out of a leg spinner's textbook if there is one.
Also good running by these two batters on this occasion. 2 quick runs.
A good decent loop. Not able to put enough strength, enough power behind it. Fiza Javed cannot prevent 2 runs being taken, so she'll be back on strike.
Once again, good running. They are very conscious of where the ball is and who the fielder is. So this enables them to run through for the second run quickly.
Tossed it up. Well managed. It's going to be a little bit of a chase for that fielder. I believe it's Laiba.
2 more runs added to the total.
6 runs already from 3 balls. Things need to be looking better from here onwards for Oman because 143, so they should be reaching that 150 mark. And now we just see a little bit of medical attention that's going to be needed for that keeper in the ranks of KSA.
Yeah, she seems to have injured her leg in the process.
Pick of the bowlers last night was Laiba Mansoor. She picked up a lot of wickets, as many as 2 wickets. Also delivered a wicket maiden against a side such as Bahrain, who eventually ended up scoring 200. So amongst all those bowling efforts of Saudi, they used almost about 6 to 7 bowlers. All of them went for runs except for Laiba Mansoor. And today you see Laiba going for 22 runs of 2 overs. So she has been tonked for almost about 11 and over. It's such a contrasting day and such a contrasting atmosphere in terms of results, especially when you see that last night you were playing under lights against a different opposition and now you're under the afternoon sun. What is your opinion about the conditions with the way things go around?
Definitely there is a difference when you play in the night and when you play in the day, and also who your opposition is. So today Laiba seemed to be a little bit off colour, and she has to buck up and pull up her stocks and get moving in the next overs when she bowls.
Still some medical attention as she's being tended to, the keeper. It's not a very easy task in the whole scheme of things here under the afternoon sun. You have that sun glaring upon you, even though we are in the winter months, this particular period, when the sun is at its zenith. It's a very difficult time to perform out there in the open sky, under the open sky.
Yeah, especially during this phase of time when the sun actually slowly starts going down. It gets difficult to sight the ball, and looks like they're having a change of keeper.
Yeah, this will be key because a change in keeper, and when you have that keeper already set for you in the form of Nimra Ghazanfar, and that's probably because she is well adept and she has been training all these 6 months, as Saudi cricket have issued a statement saying that they've done so much hard work in putting this women's team together. All of a sudden you have an entirely new keeper coming back up, so only time will tell how well adept it is or how well managed it's going to be.
Meanwhile, they scamper through for another quick single, and the score moves on to 144 for 2.
I believe it's still the same keeper, so the keeper had removed her pads and then just put it back once she has received all that medical attention. Decides to let this one go. Tripti Pawre, very street smart cricketer. She loves playing those indoor games as well. A star in her own right for indoor cricket.
Yeah, I've seen her play a lot of box cricket.
Shot. Oh, this is something, because Tripti Pawre will be absolutely annoyed with herself that she has missed out on this.
Normally, she doesn't let go of such balls. Unfortunately, on this occasion, she couldn't connect it.
One more delivery remaining. Looks to play cross, and she fetched this one right outside. The fielder making sure that the ball has been returned to Mirza, and she'll finish 3 overs from this. It's going to be 147 for the loss of 2 wickets. Tripti Pawre, she's on strike at the moment. Manages to get 2 runs of that last ball of the previous over. Now Fiza Javed continues scoring in multiples. It's going to be Romesa Nasser continuing. She's bowled a couple of overs, gone for 19. Oh, this is just missed it. All ends up. It's missed the keeper. It's missed the batter. Somehow or the other, Romesa has been managing to put the batters in a very difficult position. This one's been considered off the bat. Tripti Pawre on strike. Full toss, and this one's been dealt with severely. Misfield, but then she'll make sure that she runs as many as possible. Tripti Pawre is a strong hitter of the ball.
Again, I feel Tripti will feel she has missed out on this opportunity too. She could get only 2 runs of this.
A lot has to be done with the direction at which that shot was aimed at. There's a huge vacant gap between that fielder at long on and then that fielder at square leg who are stationed at the boundary ropes. Otherwise, mid-wicket is inside the circle, which gives Tripti Pawre a bit of impetus to go for that riskier shot, go for that aerial slog. Coming down the track, down the ground, she decides to opt for the classier option. Gets a boundary to her name.
Right over the bowler's head and straight down the ground. 4 runs. Good lofted shot from Tripti. There she goes. Right over the bowler's head. Down the ground. 4 runs to Tripti. It's time to get moving. They've already scored 9 runs of this over with 1 more delivery to go.
So a boundary finally. It's been hard to come by, even though with all those doubles that they're looking to run. End of the over, another good over for Oman, where a boundary has been hit by one of the batters. Tripti Paure in control, and so is Fiza Javed. 15 overs gone, 156 for the loss of 2.
Looking to heave it across the line, not able to connect as well as she would have wanted to. Fiza Javed, 19 of 11. On the other hand, Trupti Pavde, 18 of 14. 156 for the loss of 2. It's the final 5 as the business end. And that is where they would want to take the attack to Saudi Arabia, get north of 200 and get to a winning total. One change in today's game. That is Trupti Pavde that has come into the side. And the player missing out is Lujaina. Got out for a duck in the previous game. Yes, it was right from the meat of the bat. And it was brilliantly taken. Swept well. Finds the gap. The ball's travelling well, but there is protection in the deep. That means that there's only going to be a couple of runs. Joining me in the comm box, the senior statesman, the man who has still not lost his hair, Jamil Zaidi. What's the secret behind not losing your hair?
Because I am very rarely using shampoo. I am very rarely using shampoos right from the day I came to Oman, only once in a month.
So that is the secret to keeping your hair.
All my colleagues who were with me, they are all bald now.
I just don't want to be your colleague anymore. Mirza. Just overcovers, it's found the gap. Does it have the legs? Yes, it has the legs. Fiza Javed, one of the senior players of the Oman women's team, gets a boundary at the right time. It was an average over. It will finish in favour of Oman with that boundary. 166 for the loss of 2.
Fiza Javed finally get time now to play her shot, this time through the extra cover. 4 runs. 166, perhaps the highest score Oman has built from last couple of matches.
Really feel that it's the right time for Trupti Pavde to go berserk. She'll have some pace on offer. And that is where, if she can find the gap with her kind of power, it's going to be very lethal.
More lethal would be Hina Javed. No, rather, sorry, it is Fiza Javed, not Hina.
The sisters, they don't mind sharing the credits.
Yeah.
Played watchfully.
I'm giving hats off to Saudi fielders and bowlers. They are, you know, at even the last ball of the 20th over, they are fielding well.
Since it is the last 4 overs, whom would you like to see next? Is it Hina Javed or is it going to be Priyanka Mendonca? That's going to be a question that is going to be coming in if a wicket falls here.
Well, I think Hina has to come because Priyanka has more solid batting and she is a very good hitter. And at this stage of the game, they need someone who can have some maximums in the last 3 overs.
Then I'm going to toss up one more question to you. If Hina Javed comes in next, whom would you like to see after that, Priyanka or Samira? Samira was very handy in the last game with her striking capabilities.
Spot on, yes, with Samira Khan.
So basically, you are suggesting Priyanka Mendonca, who batted at number 4 all throughout. Yes, she has not got any performances behind her back through the tri-series. Even though she's the captain, she's been not amongst the runs and not amongst the performances. But for the cause of the side, you would want to push her down to number 7, number 8.
Yeah, of course, yeah, captain's job is like that. And in this international cricket, of course, when she knows she's not getting runs, and of course, at current stage where they're playing against Saudi, they have a very decent total on the board, 168. So someone who can come and smash last couple of overs, it will be good for Oman to cross 200 mark.
You're so right there. She has a solid technique, not much of a donker. More accustomed to the longer version. Unfortunately, Oman doesn't play that. The day's cricket, the 50-over format. And that is, I think, that would be ideal for Priyanka. She's a brilliant, technically correct player.
Early days, you remember, I think this 25 hours game was there.
Oh, yes.
I think, to me, if you like, I mean, I want them, they should start the 25 hours game. This is halfway from 50 overs. At least it will give more chance for batters and the fielders and the bowlers to get going.
25 overs, 300, Khalid Musa.
Yes.
All those fans of Oman cricket who have been from the era of 2000s will know what I'm saying.
What an explosive batter he was, absolutely explosive. Outside the off stump, and if not with the bat, it is a wide ball. Got a run.
They've been very expensive today compared to what they were yesterday. Mahanur Amir on this occasion, leaking way too many runs to their likings. Would have wanted to be a little tighter, more accurate. Play through the line. Oh, and a little bit of deflection will allow them to scamper for a second. This is good running, very good running between the wickets by these two.
It's good, bad fielding, to be honest with you. Could have been a single. And again, the experience really required for Saudi fielders. I mean, you can easily take a run, tap and run. Even the two fielders are around. So I think the coaches must be seeing this, and definitely in the next outcoming, whenever they come for the next tournament, I'm sure they must have more experience. Down the leg side, loud appeal for an LBW, and the finger has been raised. So we'll have to see if it's going to the third umpire or not.
There's still to discuss. Don't really think they're going to be going for the DRS. Trupti Pavde has done her job. 26 of 21. I think it's time for another player to come in and do the damage now. It was brilliantly bowled. Could have been touch and go. Angling into the pads. Could have even... This would have been really interesting. 171 for the loss of 3, Oman. Priyanka Mendonca decides to take responsibility. The least they need is at least a 30 runs and go north of 200. Manu Ramir is in line and will be a wide. Let's this one go Priyanka Mendonca. Hasn't been in the best of form, Priyanka. Very talented, huge potential, and that's why she's been awarded with that captaincy hat. It's only a matter of time that she gets amongst the performances. She's been struggling for the last, very accurate with the bowling as well, not able to pick up wickets in the last few games.
If you ask me, she seems to be a good bowler. And batting is just, 50-50. But bowling is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, she's a good bowler. Can't take it away. Just needs to start picking up wickets. For that, she needs to add a few variations to her armoury. Fence this one respectfully back to the bowler. With utmost respect, Priyanka Mendonca. 17 overs done, 174 for the loss of 3. Oman. $174 for 3. Fiza Javed, 25 of 14. Priyanka Mendonca still to open her account. Both of them had a difficult outing against UAE yesterday. Fiza has come out with flying colours today, striking just close to 180.
Well, I believe they should cross 200, at least some mark to be gone. Like UAE has got 183 today against Qatar. And I don't know what we're going to play against Saudi UAE. What would be the score in case if they
Going for an
batted
extra
first?
run, looking to steal. Fiza Javed, as good as she can get. Very intelligent, very attentive. Great game presence. That's what was required at that moment. Fiza Javed. For a reason, she's one of the senior players in the side.
Long serving player Fiza Javed and Hina Javed for Oman.
Quick single to mid-on. Brings Priyanka Mendonca back on strike.
Fiza, one of the best batter for Oman. I still remember the last outing of GCC Women's Cup. She scored at least one match. I was doing there at the match referee. She scored 56 not out. And what a brilliant knock she was playing. Superb.
Fiza
Top class.
Javed. Oh, she's a good player. She's been around for a while now.
Scintillating boundaries in that match.
Plays very respectfully. Once again, Priyanka Mendonca doesn't look in any hurry whatsoever. Very calculative. Looking to rotate strike. And nothing wrong with that. She needs to spend some good quality time in the middle.
Good ball, finally. A dot ball, which is rare from the Saudi bowlers, but finally came at the right time at the dying stage of the game.
Just 4 runs of this over so far. They need a boundary, Oman. Full toss, this has gone straight up in the air. It won't get to mid-on. But yet they will rotate the strike and get the captain back on strike. They need a big one. They desperately need a big one here, Oman. Just 5 runs of this over so far. They need a boundary.
Possibly one of the best overs from the Saudi bowlers. Good. In the stumps, and this time he pulled it away beautifully. You asked for it and she did it. 4 runs to the last delivery of the over.
That's what you can do, stand and deliver. Yes, out of runs, out of form, but she's never going to be missing out on a half-tracker. Brilliant strike from the captain, Priyanka Mendonca, over the cow corner region. Very straight, and 183 for the loss of 3 Oman at the end of 18. Manu Ramir over mid-off, very effective, very calculative, very much like Fiza Javed. Incredible strike, yields a 4 runs.
A fair round. From here on, I believe that Oman might cross the first 200 mark in this tournament. This time shot pulled away over to the head of the mid-wicket fielder. Rather extra cover fielder, and finally 4 runs came from Fiza Javed. She moves on to 33.
Can she get on to 50? 17 required, 11 balls remaining. Full toss, hit straight down the ground. This ball is travelling very quickly towards the boundary. It will be back-to-back boundaries for Fiza Javed. Moves on to 37. And Oman cruises to 191. Still 10 balls to play.
Yes, you're talking about these 2 successive boundaries in 2 deliveries by Fiza Javed. Once again, a full toss over to the head of the bowler. 4 runs. 4 runs to the total of Oman. 191. Still short. Once again, this time pulled it down to the leg side. And it's a wide. 192. Fiza is just nearing her half century, which I'm sure she will get if she stay on the wicket till the end of the 20th over.
Really need boundaries here. And Fiza Javed is doing a brilliant job, striking close to 200. And that's where I think Priyanka Mendonca needs to rotate strike. Played straight down the ground. Oh, a little bit of misfield. They will come back for a second.
Tough time for Saudi fielders at the moment, girls. Really absolute tired of yesterday's match. Almost 200 runs were scored against them yesterday, almost 190. And today again, once again, similar situation.
Looking for a big heave. Priyanka Mendonca not able to connect. Gets a dot ball. That is the last thing that Oman require. 8 balls remaining. Needs to rotate strike.
Records are on this particular GCC Women's T20I tournament. We have a century, and finally, we'll have to wait for the. They might be going for a DRS.
Very excited are the Saudi women's. They certainly believe that they have the back of Priyanka Mendonca. If that happens, then 2 back-to-back dot deliveries, and that'll be very valuable. Even if that doesn't happen, 2 back-to-back dot deliveries, and they've done well. Their objective has to be to keep Fiza Javed off the strike, and they're doing it well by keeping Priyanka Mendonca on the strike.
Yeah. Mendonca also, instead of going for the big shot, just tap and run, give chance to Fiza Javed to go for the last kill.
Early days for Priyanka Mendonca, she's just learning. What do you make of this, Jameel bhai? What's your first visual? Before we get the replay, what's your first visual? Out or not out?
To me, it doesn't look that ball hit the wickets. But again, I would miss that chance. But when I saw the ball was hitting onto the pad, that's all.
Very diplomatic as he can get. A man who's coming from a finance background wants to be diplomatic.
I'm always try to be honest.
Honestly diplomatic in that case.
If I would have seen the delivery, to be honest with you, I didn't was attention on that time. I was just looking at the ground, and we missed that opportunity.
It's going to be really close, but I feel that with that angle which was generated, the ball might just be sliding down leg.
To you, that I have seen. Rafting on the pad.
It's just that angle. The only thing is that Priyanka playing way deep into the crease, closing the face of the bat, not allowing the ball to connect. Maybe could have been a little bit of an inside edge also. Because unless and until Mahanur was not looking to straighten the ball, that is, bowl an outswinger, getting an LBW from that release point is going to be very difficult.
And also the impact. Well, I think his impact looks to be, look at that one. Outside the off stump, outside the impact, and it might be traveling towards the leg side rather. So it's not out, but finally 2 very, very important dot balls have been bowled.
Panur Amir, a very animated appeal, goes against Saudi Arabia, but doesn't matter. 2 back-to-back dot balls. And that is where, in all rights, this might just be an unsaid free hit for Priyanka Mendonca. She needs to keep Fiza Javed on strike for the next over. That means she shouldn't take a single. She should look for a boundary here.
You snatch my words. I was saying that she should not take a single, and I'm sure she's going to take a single at the stage. Once again, down the leg side.
3 back-to-back dot balls for Priyanka Mendonca, 7 of 7, and that is not going to be in favor of Oman. 19 overs done, 100. Oh, they've taken a review once again. This is going to be mighty close. In my opinion, this is a little closer than the previous one. Could be very, very interesting.
Well, Saudi, I really like them. They are taking all the possibilities to get the wicket. It's perfect bowling.
This one will be mighty interesting. Although I still feel that with that angle, the ball might still slide down leg. Because Mahanur doesn't have a delivery which straightens up from that angle. And that's where it's going to be very difficult to impact onto the stumps. Although one thing that might go against Priyanka is that she plays deep in her crease.
And also she went back. So making things a bit difficult for her.
If you're playing from the back foot, what you need to be doing is you need to play a lot with the straighter bat. If you've closed the face of the bat, you have to be playing from the front foot. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamil bhai.
Yeah, absolutely. You are spot on.
We'll have moments of nerves. Fiza Javed and Priyanka Mendonca. Believe it is given as not out. Didn't have visuals of that. So what that means is that 10 runs of the first three deliveries rather, and then three back-to-back dot balls means that Oman are at 195 for the loss of 3. Fiza Javed 37 of 20. Priyanka Mendonca 7 of 7. Laiba Nasrullah is going to continue. It's the last over of a spell. Hit straight back to her. Not able to hold on means... Oh, should have been Priyanka running for the second one. Had to get Fiza Javed back on strike. Can Priyanka make a difference by being on strike?
Now, only thing for her to go for a single, give chance to Fiza Javed to get some boundaries in the last over.
What are her options? Inside out, over covers, slog sweep. Edges it, past third, or not really. Just gets a single, and I think that's a good result for Oman.
Yes, of course. They were talking about that. She should take a single and give chance to Fiza Javed. So try to get her 50 as well, and also Oman's 200 run, which will be a record in this tournament so far.
Can they go for second? No, not really. So just a single for Fiza Javed. It's been a good over for Saudi Arabia.
Good comeback in the last penalty mate over and this over also.
Can Priyanka find a boundary here? She's not known for her incredible striking. She's a very technically correct player. Does she have the power to hit it through the line, out of the ground? Is she strong enough? Laiba. Big heave, gone high up in the air. This ball is not really travelling the way Priyanka would have wanted to, but she'll still manage to fetch a couple of runs. Fiza is going for the third. Had to be running for it, had to be running. Oh, it's a brain fade moment. Priyanka not going for it. Had to get Fiza Javed back on strike.
Yeah, she had to go for the third run, and it should have been a saved one because the balls are not collected properly by the Saudi fielders. Even throw is also not that perfect, which come straight to the hands of the bowler or the wicket keeper. But anyhow, 2 runs been scored. And it's 200 for Oman. What a way.
Incredible.
First 200 in this tournament.
Heaved on the leg side. This ball has found the gap. Not really. They're going for the second once again. Really feel it should have been Fiza Javed on strike, but they're content with running couples. In the process, Priyanka Mendonca moves on to 12 of 10. Can she finish off this over in style? Can she get a boundary? Priyanka Mendonca needs a boundary. Shot, played straight to cover, and they will get a single.
What an impactful over from the Saudi. The 20th over just gave them 6 runs in this over. 8 runs in this over, which is very, very good as far as the Saudi bowlers are concerned. 20 overs gone, 203 is the runs been scored by Oman. Once again, a daunting task for Saudi batters to climb up.
Certainly should have been Hina Javed in the praise of Priyanka Mendonca. Even the left and right hand would have been a big difference, but Jayadanya Gunasekar, the player in form for Oman, made the big difference with a 66 of 43. Nitya Joshi was amongst the runs as well, 33 of 25 for her as well. Fiza Javed stayed unbeaten on 39 of 22 deliveries. She was a player to watch out for. And Trupti Pawde, 26 of 22, had a little bit of an impact towards the end. Priyanka Mendonca came in the final few overs, wasn't able to make the kind of impact that she would have wanted to. 13 of 11 not out for her as well. 26 extras did help as well. It is one area where Saudi is improving by every day.
Talking about the bowling, nothing to talk about that. A wicket piece is for Mahnur, 1 for 35. It is Simra Mirza, 1 for 37. And Rumeza Jawad Nasir, 1 for 26.
203 on the board for the loss of 3. And that is where Oman will believe that they've got way too many for Saudi Arabia. And this is how it all started. It all started with Jayadanya getting a full toss. And Jayadanya Gunasekar, probably one of the better batters of the Omani ranks. She continued to toil around with the Saudi bowling attack. She was joined by a very elegant left-handed batter who was happy to be playing fearless cricket in the middle, Nitya Joshi. But it was all about Jayadanya Gunasekar in the power play. She cruised to 40 plus on the back of a lot of boundaries, and most of those were very elegant ones, just caressed around, looking for gaps and playing some very stylish shots through the line as well.
Well, Nitya Joshi continued, and it is Dhanya Raj who played beautifully, making mockery of the Saudi bowlers. As and when she got chance, just hammering over the boundary line. This one, Nitya Joshi played out to the mid-wicket boundary for 4. That was a very good partnership. Once again, Nitya out swept it beautifully towards the square-leg boundary. And this time, this is the first wicket of Saudi Arabia. Nitya Joshi finally got out, and first success for Saudis.
It all continued. Fiza Javed came in at the fall of Nitya Joshi, and she immediately looked to make an impact. Jayadanya departed, dancing down the wicket to the left arm leg spinner, and missing the line. All ends up Trupti Pawde and Fiza Javed stitched a very crucial and a very good partnership, making sure that Oman are completely in control of this game. Fiza Javed, the kind of striking ability she has, makes her very special. Trupti Pawde was struck right in front of the stumps and she had to go back. And in came Priyanka Mendonca, who did get a boundary in her entire effort. Apart from that, not able to make a big impact. But Fiza Javed took control and kept continuing to do what she does best, look for boundaries and score very quickly. So that is how it has all ended up with. Oman have got runs on board. Can Saudi put up a fight? We'll know the answer just across the break. We'll take a small breather. On the other side, it's the run chase. Right then, we are ready to go. 204 on the target for Oman. And Saudi would want to breach it. Olivia charges in. Starts off with the dot ball. With me in the com box, Amin Wagle.
A very good afternoon, and Oman will be breathing easy at the moment because they've set up a mammoth target of a 204 that required run rate already in excess of 10. It's not going to be an easy task for KSA, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this women's team. Early days for them in the world of international cricket, and more so in this T20I format. But one thing is for certain, they'll put up a fight and they'll put up a brave face during the course of this chase. Alifia Syed, one of the better bowlers in this lean, mean, red machine sort of a team that Oman is. And she looks to get success very early on.
Now, Oman would want to restrict Saudi Arabia to a mediocre total, and for that to happen, they would want to bring in spin really early in this game. They have a few good quality spinners. Priyanka Mendonca is one of them. Obviously, they have the likes of the off spin of Amanda De Costa. And to add on that, Jayadanya Gunasekar can spin her arm as well.
Options galore for Oman, but what they would ideally want to do is to put up a strong performance, a clinical performance that supports the stature of the team. They're a well-trained side. They have a support squad that is far, far superior and who know their task, who know the way things work around, and add to that home ground advantage. Lots of things going in favor of Oman, especially in this contest.
Driven well. Protection in the deep means it's only going to be a single. They're pushing for the second. There's good running or not. Cynthia dislodges the bail. It's going to be sent upstairs.
And rightly so. They've got the facilities. They've got the luxury of a referral at the moment. And the umpires are not hesitating to have it being referred to, and so are the players, because the players have the liberty to go for a DRS whenever it's called upon. Will this be the first strike for Oman in that KSA lineup? Abir Mariam and Mashal Waqas, and they've been running between the wickets so well last night. And it's a similar sort of a situation. Have a look at this. This one is touch and go. This one is touch and go. And I believe this one's going towards Cynthia's efforts. It's going to be adjudicated out because she's fallen short.
It's less of touch and more of go. Celebrations coming in really late. They realize now that the finger doesn't need to go up because the light has flashed red. That means that Abir Mariam, I believe it is Abir Mariam, that is going to be walking back to the dugout. She was very lucky yesterday. She escaped probably 10 to 15 run-outs yesterday. Today is a different day.
I'm not going to be heading down to that post-match presentation. I asked her the same question. I asked Mashal Waqas the same question last evening. And that what is it that suits their chemistry so much? They had such a brilliant opening partnership last evening. Alas, today is a different day. It's a different occasion. Oman, a very, very senior side in the whole mix of things, and they have managed to see the back of Abir Mariam. First wicket down for KSA for 2 runs.
Alifia Syed charging in. Very straight, and it's only going to be a dot ball. That means at the end of first over, Only 2 runs for Saudi Arabia, and they have lost that wicket of Abir. Samira Khan, generally very accurate, just falls short of her.
This was a goner. Ghazanfar is the new batter in. Nimra Ghazanfar didn't contribute much last evening. Today is a different day again. But Samira Khan is a great bowler. She looked to keep that line and length very neat and tidy, looked to attack stumps. And on a given day, she's pretty quick.
Now Saudi Arabia did escape a lot of run-out opportunities last evening against Bahrain. Oman is a different type of a lineup. They're generally very accurate in the field.
It's not only about being accurate. I did feel that the Qatari side was, I believe it was a Kuwait yesterday. Oh, this is going to be a very tough catch if it sticks on. And that's probably one of the main reasons why Oman is so highly rated. They'll put in the dives, they'll try to convert those half chances into fulls.
I think it is Fiza Javed there. Oh, should have got it. Should have got that one. Not getting the line and length of the ball, and that's where it bounces just underneath her. Good drive for Michelle Wakas, who did stay not out yesterday.
It was a special innings from Mashal. Driven well, technically correct. And that's been the highlight of her innings last evening as well. So soothing and so easy to the eye, the way she approaches her innings. She looks to get her eye in, strike the ball well. And you could see towards the end of the innings, even though Saudi ended up in the wrong side of things, she was spotless. Her approach was very, very meticulous and heartening to see. 2 overs done. Samira Khan's over doesn't go for too many. It's 5 for 1 KSA.
Alifia continues. Goes through the keeper. They will be rushing for a second. And some decent running allows them to get there.
What I really like about Mashal is that she just looks to bat so technically sound. As somebody who's played cricket for n number of years, I really want to know what would be a tactic that can be deployed against somebody who looks to bat technical, who looks to dead bat. Because nothing seems to have worried Mashal in that entire course of the innings that she played.
Alifia charging in. Played well through the offside. Will be a single.
Keeps it still to a bare minimum. She's been very tidy. She's had this one extra that she conceded earlier on in this over, and after that looks to be bowling the correct line and length. Nimra Ghazanfar is consuming deliveries without showing intent. She'll have to swing the bat at some point in time. Action on the field. Alifia Syed is going to be appealing for a run out. Just in the nick of time, the fielder had the ball thrown back to Alifia.
This is going to be very interesting. It is touch and go. Touch and go. Why does the bails get dislodged? Probably need another angle, I feel. If the bails are out of the groove here, it's a goner. It's a certain goner for Nimra. I really feel this is a goner. I think the bails are out of the groove here, and now is when the bat crosses the line. I'm no advocate, no authority. It's only my perception.
I think Nimra Ghazanfar will survive this. A clearer view in this frame. You can see she's already made her ground and the bails are just about to be dislodged.
It is not the complete bail that needs to be dislodged. When you're looking from this angle, it's only the bail facing you. It's given as not out though. And a huge roar from the Saudi dugout means that Michelle Wakas and Nimra Ghazanfar are going to continue the proceedings. Inside edge onto the pads. It's going to be another dot ball.
She's almost to the end of the second over. Just makes you want to think if Samira Khan and Alifia Syed can do something what we saw UAE do earlier on today in the morning session. Wondering if they can have both the quicks bowl 3 overs at a stretch, get done with the power play. There's not much that they've been scored off, apart from those occasional extras or maybe quick running between the wickets, and even the risky runs are too risky to be taken for Saudi because Oman are on top of their game when it comes to ground fielding.
Driven through the covers is going to be a single. Fiza Javed is a handy fielder. Three overs done. 12 for the loss of 1 Saudi Arabia. Samira Khan continues. 3 runs from her first over. Really like about Michelle Wakas, the kind of technique that she has behind her back. Very technically correct, straight bat. A special batter. Bahrain wasn't able to breach her defence.
He has carried a bat all throughout the innings. She was looking very confident towards the end, scoring runs and commanding her right to stay at the crease for that amount of time, that period of time. Once again, this one is uppishly played. I think she's pierced the infield. It's going to take some fetching. With the prowess in ground fielding that Oman possesses, there's not much damage that's going to happen. Samira Khan will have to adapt. I did ask you in the previous over as well, in all your due experience, what is the way you can probably trap somebody like Mashal Wakas, especially when you're so technically sound and looking to play with a straight bat?
You have to play with the ego of a batter. Cut well. There's going to be runs, as many as 4 in my opinion. Oh, wonderful fielding. Unbelievable fielding from Jayadanya. Putting in the full stretch dive and pulling the ball back. This is incredible stuff from Jayadanya.
All eyes on the umpire, and he's going to be giving it just runs, and that was an exceptional effort. It was so picturesque, you would want to just keep replaying that effort time and over again. Hope the director is listening, because that was truly exceptional.
Driven straight down the ground. Needs a direct hit. At the moment, Samira Khan is standing like a wall behind the stumps, and the ball just ricochets off her. No reactions whatsoever from Samira.
Yeah, strong girl. Very fit, very active. And goes about her business like no other.
Goes straight through the fielder at mid-wicket. Not really sure who that is. I think it is Fiza Javed once again. So with that single, 4 overs, 18 for the loss of 1, Saudi Arabia. Early visuals of Amanda De Costa, one of the premium bowlers of Oman. And she is going to make things really difficult for Saudi Arabia. She barely misses anything.
Yeah, and the number of variations that Amanda De Costa employs, and that will be key for Oman at any given stage. The trajectories, the mix-ups in the line and lengths that she delivers will be absolute key. Certainly not this one though.
Eight fielders inside the circle. Although what I want to see is that fielder from sweeper cover to come inside and probably get a little bit of protection towards the deep square leg. For Amanda De Costa with the spin, that's where you need to have your protection. And then what would happen is that this single would close down.
Ricochets off the stump, no damage done. Completely agree. I still believe that sweeper cover is a luxurious position at the moment. You would want to have that offside packed as tight as possible.
They haven't been spot on in the field. There is a lot of misfields. This time I think it is Priyanka Mendonça at backward point who misses this one. Amanda De Costa. Certainly one of the backbones of the bowling unit of Oman. Straight to square leg.
I think the ploy is right. They're forcing the Saudi batters to play that cross-batted shot because they've been so good straight batted and they're so good on the towards the offside. It just feels that they've forgotten how to play towards the leg. Or nearly played it back to the bowler.
This is really good. You don't need to be bowling short because that's where they can play the cross-batted shot. You need to be much fuller, asking them to drive.
Even if you bowl short, they're still hesitant to play that cross-batted shot. I think that's the key to success in bundling them out. Have a look at that. Very tentative towards the onside. A little bit of banter between JD and the batter.
5 overs done, 21 for the loss of 1, Saudi Arabia. In comes Priyanka Mendonça. Is that everyone inside the circle? Forcing Michelle Wakas to play over the top. This is interesting. Very interesting. 9 fielders inside the circle.
Realizing they are playing and pushing around, playing a little too tentatively, especially square of the wicket. So they just want to be cutting out on those singles and suffocating them off that ticking scoreboard. Probably the right ploy, and then hoping that Michelle Wakas then looks to take the aerial route. That's when they strike. An error. And suddenly the floodgates would have opened.
There is one fielder where she needs to work on, that is Trupti Paude, who is charging in. Fuller gets the inside part of the bat. The problem with Michelle Wakas is that she plays with the top hand. There is no power whatsoever from the bottom hand. That's where her accuracy comes from. But then she does need to work a little hard on her bottom hand.
She's asking for a referral and gets it as the umpire obliges, because there was a certain hint of doubt of Michelle not able to make it back in time. Some street smartness shown by the keeper, Cynthia. And the players will gather around to have a look at that big screen.
It's sent upstairs. Cynthia, a very street smart cricketer. This could be very interesting. Don't really think anything has happened there. Green light signals. So it was only a precautionary measure. No runs from this over of Priyanka Mendonça so far. Can she pick up a wicket here? She has not picked up a wicket in a few games now.
A run finally. Michelle Wakas will keep strike in the next over. 6 overs gone. Also done and dusted with that power play phase. KSA find themselves at 22 for the loss of 1.
It all started with Alifia. And since then, there has only been one run out in the power play, which was presence of mind from Cynthia. And apart from that, Saudi Arabia hasn't been able to capture any boundaries, nor have they lost any wickets. 22 for the loss of 1 at the end of the power play. And a game in favour of Oman at the moment.
Amanda De Costa is key. With all that accuracy that she brings to the table, she has to look to make Mashal play at the ball. Has to give the ball a little bit of a tweak. I believe this will be the last over of her spell, because you would want Amanda De Costa also to be operating post the 10 over mark when the ball is fairly roughed up.
Although if you ask me, with this kind of a field set, if Amanda De Costa and Priyanka Mendonca bowl the next 6 overs, that's their allocation. That means they get to the 12th over mark without giving many. And that is where Saudi Arabia will be seriously worried about their net run rate. Talking about net run rate, it is Michelle Wakas, whose defense has been breached. It was a full delivery from Amanda De Costa. It was a contest of best versus best. And in that, it is Amanda De Costa who wins this one.
As accurate as ever, and Saudi will certainly feel or bear the brunt of a very, very talented batter heading back into that dugout. Captain Mashail Wakas walks back. Have a look at this delivery. This one was tossed up, asking the batter to play on the front foot. Missing it all ends up Mashail Wakas. That delivery just a little bit too full and too good to be comfortable for Mashail Wakas to play a straight bat. This one's done and dusted in favour of Oman.
22 for the loss of 2. That is what Amanda De Costa can do. Yes, she's a talented bowler in the final phase of the game, but in this tournament, I think that Amanda De Costa will have a big role to play alongside Jay Dhania in the initial phase to take the game in control. Najwa Mohammad Akram comes to the middle. Still to concede a run in this over, Amanda De Costa. She's picked up a wicket, the big wicket of the captain, Mashail Wakas.
Yeah, just keeping it fairly simple, wicket to wicket, and waiting for the batter to err. Amanda De Costa is a champion in her own right. She's been making it a habit to pick up those Player of the Matches awards. Tossed it up once again. This one again troubling the right-handed batter. This session's done. It's a wicket maiden. 7 overs gone. 22 for the loss of 2 wickets, KSA.
Seven overs, 22 for the loss of 2. Change in voices. It's me, Pranav Mehta, and alongside me, a very dear friend, Jamil Zaidi, who's also a very senior statesman, is going to be joining me. Jamil bhai, welcome to the Combox.
Thank you very much, Pranav. You are my younger brother also, apart from friend.
Absolutely.
So, things are going in the way of Oman. 2 wickets down for Saudi Arabia. And it is Ghazanfar and Akram now are batting on. And Mendonca has got yet to get a wicket.
She hasn't picked up a wicket in a while. And just as we say that, Priyanka Mendonca hears it and immediately answers back with a wicket. She's castled the stumps of Akram here. Najwa Akram as she picks up a wicket after a good number of games.
Well, thank you, Mendonca. You really amazed me getting this wicket. We're talking about it, and immediately you did that one. So, the wicket number 3 for Saudi Arab. Back to the dugout. It was a good delivery coming into the batter. Possibly an armor one. And the batter was stranded, and the ball rattles the stumps. Look at that one. Beautifully bowled.
A perfect left-armer's dismissal. Just pitched around the good length area, angling into the right-hander and just clipping the bails of the off stump. Priyanka Mendonca is going to be putting that clip on a repeat mode on her status today. Saudi Arabia 23 for the loss of 3. Everyone inside the circle. And that means that Priyanka Mendonca, the captain of Oman, is in control.
Well, I think she has to take a slip as well. Pressure mounting on the batters of Saudi Arab. As she had to put more pressure. Attacking the batters all around.
She's certainly not happy with the fielder at mid-off. In the previous over, she missed a run out. On this occasion, she's missed the stump, but she's impacted Priyanka Mendonca on the leg. Looking to play a shot is Simra Mirza, not able to make an impact at the moment.
Well, Mendonca has not done good as far as the batting is concerned, but I think time for her to get a couple of wickets today to her name.
And I'm in agreement with you. Looking to heave it across the line. I think a stumping has gone missing. A side angle would be critical to evaluate, but I think that Cynthia has missed out on a stumping here.
If this would have happened, Priyanka must be a bit angry, but this time she was quite unlike the previous delivery.
No, I'm in absolute agreement with you. I think Priyanka Mendonca is a great bowler and she can add on with her little bit of batting. 8 overs done, 23 for the loss of 3. Priyanka Mendonca is bowling a brilliant spell here. As you can see in the background, the Bahrain side has just arrived to the ground. You can also see the captain of the Bahraini side, that is Rasangika, the birthday girl. There has been a stranglehold in terms of runs from Oman at the moment. They're bowling a tight line. And they've dried the runs up.
Hopefully with today's win, if Oman wins today, their confidence will be very high for the next match. Tomorrow, there's a rest day for all the teams. And it's a blessing for us. Tomorrow is a rest day.
It is a certain blessing. Never too easy. 3 games on the trot in a day and back-to-back days. Exhausting is an understatement. Amanda De Costa. What a brilliant bowler to have up your sleeves, up your side. You can always trust her in any moment, any situation, and she will come and deliver. And the kind of control that she has on the ball, second to none. Dancing down the track in the air, and it's taken Fiza Javed doesn't drop many. Fourth wicket down for Saudi Arabia. Amanda de Costa is a brilliant bowler, and she's just being a testament to that.
Well, she's always among the wickets actually, and today also. In all the matches she has played, like the Tri-Series, she has got wickets. One match she got 4 wickets, another one got 3, and today also got the first wicket rather. So wicket number 4, back to duck out for Saudi, but 24 for 4.
Four wickets down for Saudi Arabia at 24. Captain Michelle Wakas was quick to mention that batting has been a concern for Saudi Arabia and they're working on that. Won't go for a single on this occasion. They're rushing through the proceedings.
I mean, correctly mentioned about Michelle. She's the most perfect batter in the Saudi batting lineup. But the only thing is that she is unable to pierce the gap.
Absolutely, that's been a point that she would be looking to work on. 9 overs gone, 24 for the loss of 4, Saudi Arabia. Mendonca continues. Starts off with the dot ball.
When the proceedings of the match come very slow, you know, the excitement obviously going down a bit. That was of most very, very close. Could have been rattled the stumps. And she is thinking that why the ball was not hitting the stumps.
And this is a brilliant ploy. If they can continue, another 10 deliveries for Priyanka. In the air, just over mid-wicket. They're pushing for the second. This could be very dangerous. Can she run her out? Oh, Priyanka. Have you been able to hold on to that one? I don't think. She's missed to collect onto that one, and that means that Farooq had ample amount of time to make it back.
Yeah, she just come in front of the wicket rather. Couldn't hold the ball properly, and what a dive. Life-saving dive from Farooq.
Usra Umar Farooq. Much fuller, right in the block hole. What I was trying to say is that if Priyanka Mendonca can bowl the remaining 8 deliveries that is remaining for her, and Amanda de Costa can continue from the other end and keep Saudi Arabia under 30 in this remaining. They're bowling very economically. That means that Saudi Arabia would be under 30 at the 12th over mark, and that will be a lot of pressure.
Well, pressure on them right from the first ball when they're going to chase 200 runs. And pressure is always there. 200, not a small total. It's a huge, huge, huge total.
What I feel or what I understand is that probably Oman would want to restrict Saudi Arabia to somewhere around 50 to capitalize on the net run rate.
I think they had to go for it. But chance, end of over number 10, 27 for 4, and a short break for refreshment for the players.
Priyanka Mendonca, she's been bowling a brilliant spell. She's leaked just 5 runs, and in the process, she's picked up a wicket in her 3 overs. Amanda De Costa continues from the Oman tail end. She's been another splendid performer for Oman. Just 4 runs and 2 wickets for her in her 3 overs.
She is always among the wickets, Amanda. She has done great job during this tri-series. I remember in one match she was one a player of the match, got 4 wickets, and another match she got 3 and then 2.
Would I be right in saying that Amanda De Costa is the best bowler of the Omani side? Make it 3 wickets for Amanda De Costa. She gets the better of Usra Farooq on this occasion. Beating the bat, beating the pad, finding the gap. Amanda De Costa finds her own way to disturb the stumps.
Well, the straighter one from the off spinner, a weapon the all off spinners used to have. Look at that one. Just an armor one between the bat and the pad, rattles the stumps. Beautiful delivery. Look at that one. No time, just standing and waiting for the ball to hit the stumps. Beautifully bowled. Wicket number 5, back to the dugout.
Three wickets for Amanda De Costa. She has an opportunity to pick up more. She has 3 more deliveries remaining. Holds a very tight line, and that's what makes her very special.
Well, all what Oman captain will try to do to get rid of the remaining 5 wickets in the span of another, say, 20 runs, 20 or less than 50 I'm talking about.
I don't think the field is going to change. All the 9 fielders are going to stay inside the circle, and that is the right thing to do. And the bowlers have to be told, if you are good enough to play for Oman, this is the field for you. Bowl dot balls, bowl accurately, and in the process, if you pick up a wicket, great. Otherwise, we are happy with dot balls.
Yes, absolutely. So, end of over number 11.
What an incredible spell for Amanda De Costa. 4 overs, just conceded 4 runs with this wicket maiden. She finishes with figures of 4 runs for 3 wickets in her 4 overs. 11 overs done, 27 for the loss of 5, Saudi Arabia. On the other end, it is going to be Priyanka Mendonca who's going to be continuing and finishing her spell. It's the final over for her. She's given away 5 runs. She would want to finish with a wicket maiden as well. Replicate what Amanda De Costa has done.
That would be the ideal. When you see the opponent team is not that much good, to try to bowl maiden and a wicket down the leg side.
It's not going to be a maiden because Wide has come to the rescue of Saudi Arabia. This is something that Priyanka needs to work on. There's not a lot of runs that have been conceded from the bat. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better from Priyanka Mendonca.
That's the area where she liked to bowl. She is trying to bowl over the head, attacking the stumps. That's the right way.
She's good. Not taking it away from her, but there's one area that she would want to work on is the revs. Because once that comes to her forte, to her rescue, I think she'll be an even more effective bowler.
Well, bowler can be tested when you have some good opponent teams with you. Like yesterday, they were against UAE. So someone has to show some class. At least Amanda Di Costa, Priyanka, Alifia, I don't say, but these are the bowlers who can get the wickets.
I really want to agree with you, but it's a day that has passed and we can't do much about it. Although, on a different day, smiling Priyanka Mendonca in the air, falling short of Hina Javed at covers. Oman has been impressive. They have a reason to smile today.
Sure, yes, of course. First, they have batted brilliantly. 203 is not a small target. Through some brilliant batting by Naranjaya and Nitya Joshi.
So just a couple of runs from this over of Priyanka Mendonca. She finishes with brilliant numbers as well to her. 4 overs done for her. 7 runs and a wicket for Priyanka Mendonca. 12 overs done. 29 for the loss of 5. Saudi Arabia. It's a no-brainer that Oman is going to be banking and counting on spin. Jayadanya Gunasekar is going to be coming into the attack to replace Amanda Di Costa, who's bowled a brilliant spell. And she's going to be coming in from the Oman tail end.
Dhananjaya scored highest runs for Oman today. As an individual, 77 runs she scored. And now she has been given chance to get some wickets to cement her place being the player of the match. What do you say about it?
I feel she's one of the better batters in the Omani ranks. Jayadanya Gunasekar. Very talented, huge potential. And I'm going to be very harsh on her. I think she's still not doing justice to her potential. She has to be getting close to 100. Not 100, but close to 100. A big 50 every game.
Well, actually, you talk too much about this Nitya Joshi. Today I saw her just in her real class. But we're talking about too much about Nitya Joshi. She has to come up with some good batting, good runs on her court. In the last tri-series, she was not at all among the runs. But today, of course, she showed some class. Against some big teams, she had to score. End of over number 13. It is 29 for 5. It's a maiden over. Well done, Jaya. Change in the bowling.
Fiza Javed comes into the attack, starts off with a wide down the leg. Oman looking to stick with spin. Oh, this is much better opportunity. Fiza Javed had to hold on to that one.
Yes, it was up onto the left-hand side of her ball. Could have taken, but those catches, you know, is stuck.
This is a good ploy from Oman, not looking to get Saudi Arabia out. On the other hand, they are looking to rush through the overs. They've used spin to the rescue. What happens with spin is that scoring behind the wickets becomes almost impossible. Using the pace becomes impossible. And with everybody inside the circle, you have to get the middle of the bat to clear the circle and get some runs for yourself.
Loud appeal. Cynthia also, I believe, I heard a lot about her about wicket keeping, but she's not up to the standard of this level where this Gulf Cup is going on.
She's a makeshift wicketkeeper. She's a decent wicketkeeper. Won't say that she's bad. She gets the job done, but I think she can work a little bit on her skills. It's not a bad side, the Omani women's. Yes, it can get better. There are areas of improvement, just like how we have in our everyday life. There's always room for improvement. Let's this one go. Fiza Javed just gives 2 runs in that over of hers. 14 overs done, 31 for the loss of 5, Saudi Arabia. Jayadania continues. Very interesting ploy from Oman to not use their pacers. They have a few pacers up their sleeves, but to use this tactic, I think this is going to be the tactic moving forward into this tournament. Oh, what a delivery. Incredible delivery. The stumps have been castled. Jayadanya Gunasekar is making a habit. She's a sole contender of the player of the match, and she's making an even better case.
Yes, we're talking about that one. There was a beautifully bowled into the stumps and the first wicket for her. Now, wicket number 6 back to duck out for Saudi.
Just beating the outside edge and hitting the top of off stump. This is a good disciplined bowling effort from Oman. Very attacking, very intelligent. And that is why it has been a splendid effort from Oman. They have choked the runs, and that is why even getting a single has been difficult for Saudi Arabia.
They should wrap up quickly, as we're talking about nothing much left in the dugout of Saudi Arab. Most of the batters were top order batsmen already back to the pavilion.
They have the likes of Samira Khan, Alif here, both having 2 overs. 2 overs apiece remaining for them, but they're opting to stick with spinners, and that is where it is an intelligent thought. They have a very experienced dugout. The likes of Amir Ali, the likes of Desmond, Pirhat. Catching opportunity, easy as it gets.
So,
I think it is Nitya Joshi. They don't drop these easy ones. It's a 7th wicket down for Saudi Arabia, and Jayadanya Gunasekara gets her 2nd wicket without conceding a run.
this time just tried to smash it, but couldn't get power. Straight to the waiting hands of Nitya Joshi. So wicket number 7 back to the dugout. It was Hashmi who just got out. Caught Nidya, bowled Jayadanya.
Certainly feel that this is going to be that kind of an effort which will give a huge net run rate boost to Oman. And it'll also work as a calming effect. You obviously see His Excellency Pankaj Khimji in the background. standing with a few other board members, having a deep discussion. He'll be mighty happy with this effort of the women's. No runs whatsoever. Double wicket maiden for Jayadanya Gunasekar. Still to concede a run. 31 for the loss of 7. Saudi Arabia at the end of 15.
Fiza Javed will continue her second over. Stamp pushed for the single, and they might go for 2, but she is no by Nasrullah.
So finally some runs for Saudi Arabia. What these young ladies are going to learn with time is that you need to have that intent on offer. It's a wonderful evening here at the Amerat Stadium. Won't go for a single on this occasion. Laiba Nasrullah wants to hold on to the strike.
Shot, tried to smash it, but again, there is no power behind the shot. And the score remains 32. Over number 16 in progress. And Amin joining in 16th over. 7 wickets back to the dugout for Saudi. And we'll have to see what is going to. And we're talking about this. Could have been the wicket number 8. Your entry is very, very crucial.
Yes, of course, Laiba Nasrullah, not sure whether her prowess with the ball reflects or is on par with her prowess with the bat. At the moment, she's been adjudicated LBW and immediately goes and opts to take a DRS. Let's have a look at that all over again. And this will probably give you a proper upfront view. This one's pitching right dead on the middle stump. It was a good shout. We'll check whether Nick Sense has made any sense of this one. And daylight between bat and ball, and the Nick Sense confirms that fact. So pretty much on point here, the technology. Was quite grounded, no effort in terms of foot movement there from Laiba. Let's have a look at the spin vision. Yes, of course, pitching in line, impact in line, and wickets also hitting. So 3 reds means a danger signal for Saudi as they lose their 8th wicket in the process. Fiza Javed strikes. She played a handy innings with the bat in hand, and now with the ball in hand, she's looking to finish things up for Oman. 32 for the loss of 8 wickets, KSA.
So Fiza Javed, among the first wicket she got at over number 3.
Asking the right kind of questions, asking the Saudi batter, the new batter, Mahnur Amir, to play at the ball, and that's going to be the right approach. And she'll look to mix it up. A short one, a one which is really full, aiming onto the stumps. Another good shout, and another wicket, it seems like, for Fiza Javed. Another DRS review from Mahnur Amir, who recommends that this one hit on the side of her legs. This does seem like a touch and go situation though.
Well, the second wicket to Fiza Javed, if been given out by the umpire. So it's good that those techniques have been utilized by the teams, and then how to use it. That's the only good thing. All credit to Oman Cricket for bringing this nick sense into this GCC Women's T20I.
Yeah, I think this one's a very, very close call and a good decision to opt for that DRS, because Mahnur Amir certainly had a first-hand experience of this delivery. It did seem that it has probably impacted her a little outside off stump, a leg stump, beg your pardon, and Nick Sense will confirm that there is absolutely no ambiguity. And they'll want to go for that front-on view now, where the pitching is in line, the impact is in line, but wickets missing. So the original decision was out, and the review has been retained by the batter, by KSA. So Fiza Javed will not get that wicket, although it's going to be a dot ball to the credit of Fiza Javed. She finishes her quota of 2 overs. 16 overs gone, KSA are 32 for the loss of 8.
Dhananjaya also got 2 wickets in 2 overs without conceding a run.
Now Jai Dhania is a prime operator, and against Saudi Arabia she has not managed to go for any sort of runs. They've not been able to rotate strike. Having said that, they do now, but in the process she's picked up a couple of wickets, so it's been a top-class performance from Jai Dhania Gunasekar, a contender for the player of the match this evening, because she's already done quite a bit with the bat in hand. Couple of wickets added to that. This is prime quality stuff from Jai Dhania.
Outside the off stump, very, very lucky for the batter not to touch with the bat. She scored brilliantly. Dhananjaya 77 valuable runs for her team, and now got 2 wickets. To me, unanimously player of the match, I believe.
Yeah, what she needs to do right now is, if she's looking for wickets, and then she needs to be sticking to that stump to stump line, opting to come over the wicket, because the last couple of deliveries was served around the wicket. Dart one into the right-hander. Just like that, a little bit more on the line of stumps. And that is where Jai Dhania Gunasekar can find more success.
Well, always it will give irritation to the bowlers if the last wickets hang out for so long. Frustration.
And what's important here is that Oman wants to wrap this up quickly, get some crucial points in sense of net run rate in their favor. They've done most things right this evening. Third over done for Jayadanya Gunasekar. Only 1 run, or rather 2 runs of it. KSA find themselves at 35 for the loss of 8. Afida Aftab gets an over. Captain Priyanka probably hoping that a change-up, a shuffle in that bowling lineup, providing Afida Aftab a chance to wrap things up for Oman.
I think she should do it now because she's not among the wickets. Right time. But only good thing is that she had to bowl in the stumps. Only way to get wicket.
Well, I really would have liked Alifia Syed or probably Samira Khan to operate. You probably look to your fast bowlers to wipe out the tail enders on most occasions because they are your primary strike bowlers. This is good delivery from Afida Aftab. Nearly had Mahnur Amir in a spot of bother. She brought down the bat a fair bit amount too late. Had it been delayed a bit more, it would have been curtains. Looks to play it towards the onside. Unable to manage to do anything of sorts. Right approach from Saudi. Yes, they are not one of the better sides in the field of play. But then certainly you can see the coaches and the teammates insisting that they play out the 20 overs at least. Put up a good fight. Put up a fight that the opponents might consider that, yes, of course, they do have scope for improvement, persistence and that stubbornness to hang in there.
This time.
Oh, she's cleaned her up. Afida Aftab maintaining that wicket-to-wicket line, and the skiddy nature under the lights has done the rest. 9th wicket down.
Well, it was into the wicket. You're talking about that. If she will bowl within the wickets, she will get the wicket. And finally she did it. Clean bowled. Look at that one. Bat came very late and the ball came very early, rattling the stumps. So wicket number 9 back to the dugout.
One Mahnur goes, the other Mahnur comes. It's been an appeal, but she's stuck on to the crease at the moment. End of the over, Afida Aftab delivers an effective one, and gets a little bit of success. 35 for the loss of 9 wickets, KSA. Fiza Javed has been entrusted to get that 1 wicket remaining for Saudi. On the other hand, Oman will be so glad with the way they've turned out today. This is going to be a professional victory, a proper rout. Oh, brilliant delivery. Looped it in, got a little bit of turn and bounce into the right-hander.
Come on, Fiza, take the last wicket and tally your wickets to number 2.
Pretty much late to get that ball, so the timing's off for Mahanur, and Fiza Javed should realize that she needs to up the pace at which she delivers that ball. Oh yes, and I think this one is done and dusted for KSA. Oman have got that last wicket. Fiza Javed delivers, and she delivers in style. She played a very handy knock, an aggressive knock with the bat in hand, and now with the ball she's not given much away and got some success. They'll heave a sigh of relief that they've bounced back into the contest after that rout that they faced against UAE, the defeat that they faced at the hands of UAE. Today is another day, and today they've turned out on top. And how? They have won this contest by 167 runs. Took them 18.4 overs to have KSA bundled out, but what is important is they didn't give much away. Only 11 extras in the whole innings. Mashal Waqas, the sole batter to have reached that double figure mark, 12 of 25 deliveries. All of the rest mostly on knots. Najwa Mohammad Akram remained not out on 6, and she remains the second highest scorer in that sorry looking scorecard, that batting scorecard for Saudi Arabia. They've seen better days than this. 36 all out in 18.4. As far as the bowling is concerned, quite economical and tardy bowling. Alifia Syed, Samira Khan bowled just 2 overs in their spell. Amanda De Costa picked up 3 wickets, and she was probably who started proceedings for Oman. Priyanka Mendonca picked up a wicket for herself. Jaya Dhania Gunasekar and Fiza Javed shared 2 wickets in this victory. Afeda Aftab bowled that 1 solitary over and picked up a wicket to her name. Of course, the toss won by Oman, and Priyanka Mendonca elected to bat first. Jaya Dhania Gunasekar responding to her captain's call, scoring 66 of 43 deliveries. Fiza Javed, a crucial knock, I believe, 39 of 22. Nitya Joshi too contributed with some good lusty blows, 33 of 25 deliveries. As far as bowling is concerned for Saudi, Romeza was once again a very good bowler to have. She picked up a wicket, and so did Mahanur and Simra Mirza. It was 1 wicket apiece for them. In response, with the bat in hand, Saudi was in shambles. 36 all out, with Mashal Waqas top scoring with 12. Amanda De Costa 3 wickets. Jaya Dhania Gunasekar and Fiza Javed taking 2 wickets each. Here's how that innings panned out under the afternoon sun. Mashal Wakas got started with a good-looking drive, good-looking cut shots towards the offside. But then there was this freakish run-out that saw the end of her opening partner. Mashal Wakas was next to go because Amanda De Costa was absolutely spot on, castled her. Wickets kept tumbling at regular intervals. This one was Priyanka Mendonca's effort. Left-hander was done over by Amanda De Costa. It was an easy catch taken by Fiza Javed. Right-hander had her off-stump uprooted by Amanda De Costa. That was her third wicket. Wickets kept tumbling, and Jay Dhania with the bat in hand was clinical, and now with the ball, as usual, making some decent contributions. Catches were held on, and there has never been much doubt about that. A loud shout by Fiza Javed had decision going in her favour. And then finally, Fiza Javed castling the stumps of the last batter. Eventually, that's the story of the evening, and that Oman has defeated Saudi Arabia. We won't be too long. We'll head for a short break, but after the short break, we will have Pranav Mehta with the two captains and the presentation ceremony. Stay tuned.
are unbelievable performances. That's day 2 of the GCC Women's T20I Championship 2025. Oman was taking on Saudi Arabia, and both those teams lost their first encounter by a big margin, and they were in all sorts of trouble, all sorts of pressure. But then Oman found a way to win this game by a big margin and make a big comeback into the tournament. Yes, they won the game by 167 runs. It's a massive win. First, to talk to the Saudi Arabian captain, Michelle Wakas. Michelle, results certainly not on your side, but you wouldn't be mighty disappointed because your team is just building up.
Yes, as I've mentioned earlier, it's a new team, so we are gaining a good experience. It's a very good opportunity for us to play here under lights in turf. So yeah, we couldn't click that partnership we are trying to build, but yeah, we have learned a lot, so we'll come back stronger.
We also felt that, probably Saudi Arabian team was a little tired from yesterday's encounter. The fielding and bowling was not as good as it was yesterday. Was that a factor?
Yeah, we were a bit confused early on, but it wasn't a good day for us overall as a team. But we are hoping to come back stronger. Yeah.
Also in the fielding, you would have also noticed that Oman took a lot of doubles on the boundaries. Is that an area that you need to work on in the tournament ahead?
Yes, we've noted those stuff, and we'll make that better, inshallah.
Good luck, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next in line, it's the captain of Oman, the home team, Priyanka Mendonca. Priyanka, a sigh of breather, isn't it?
Definitely, yes.
What a win this is, 167 runs. Obviously, the net run rate comes into factor. So, how do we see Oman moving ahead into the tournament?
Of course, we're going to take it very positively. We have a lot of good, crucial games coming in the next, after the rest day tomorrow. So we're really looking forward, and I hope the girls really perform well.
Now, Fiza Javed is not a resource that was used in the tri-series or in the first game. But today, a different day, Fiza Javed was one of your prime bowlers all of a sudden.
Yes, definitely, because this is the platform to try in. So we thought to give her an opportunity on both the ends. And she did well. I mean, she took 2 wickets for herself. So I'm really proud of her.
And even with Amanda De Costa and Jayadanya and yourself as well, the middle overs was all through spin. You have a good pace attack, and that was sidelined today to a majority part. So was it intentional that you went towards spin against Saudi Arabia?
I feel that pace is more easier to play than the spin. So we wanted to cut them off below 50, and that's what we did. So hence we bought the spinners in to keep it slow and nice.
Fantastic. Great tactical advantage. Congratulations and best of luck for the future, Priyanka.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Priyanka Mendonca, the captain of Oman. First to introduce the match referee, Mr. Ram Mohan, who is going to be presenting the player of the match. On a day when you have got 66 batting first, right at the top, and then you come back and bowl those first 2 overs where you haven't conceded a run and picked up a wicket, and the third over, you just finish it off with a tight spell. I think Jayadanya deserves the player of the match. (66 of 43), 3 overs, 2 maidens, 2 wickets, and just 2 runs. JD, congratulations. Emotions to start off with.
No, I guess it's just coming after that defeat. It feels good to get a win under our back. So just hoping this momentum continues.
Oh, you have to be more emotional on this one. How far was the 100 from you?
It was not that far, but yeah, it was achievable. But yes, small mistakes here and there. But hopefully next time, coming back stronger, we'll get there. Yeah.
Talk us about that bowling spell of yours. You come into the attack, not just in this game, but throughout the tournament. You keep it tight, and then you just keep building up pressure. How important are you in that bowling lineup?
So we have 3 spinners. I guess all of us are equally important, and all of us know our roles equally. So I just know that I have to keep it tidy, and we just knew we had to get wickets, bowl straight to the stumps, and get it done. So that was our role, all of us together. So that was it there.
And the final one with the bat. Obviously, Jayadanya Gunasekar with the bat is very important for Oman, and I feel this lineup feels a little easier once you're getting runs right at the top. So how much of a pressure is there?
I guess there's no pressure. We all, like I said, we all know our roles. So as a batter as well, speaking as a batter, I know what I'm doing and what I have to do. So bat with my other partners. So I just try to enjoy, and I tell them to enjoy as well. So that's how we bat and take this long. Whoever is with me out there. So that's it. That's the mantra, and that's the that's what Oman Cricket has been practicing all along. Yeah.
Good luck, Jayadanya. You're splendid with the bat, with the ball in the field. Congratulations and best of luck for the future.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Jayadanya, the player of the match, of the game. We are not done yet. It's the game number 5 that is done and dusted. It was Oman versus Saudi Arabia. We're going to be going live on game number 6. Do stay tuned for lots more action.